Hey everybody, welcome to Mamaroneck High School. Alongside Anthony Evangelista, I am Seth Rothman. Today it's high school basketball from the Palmer Gym as Mamaroneck takes on New Rochelle. And Anthony, this is a Mamaroneck team 7-0 at home this season, and that includes one win that it took them 38 years to achieve.
Yeah, no, their win against Mount Vernon was truly historic. You haven't seen that since 1982. So now they're playing a good New Rochelle team that they lost to just about 2-3 weeks ago. So I think it's going to be a very good game. Tonight is senior night for Mamaroneck. They're honoring their 4 seniors on the team. They have a very big home crowd, and that's going to be a very big advantage in this game.
Yeah, it should be a really fun one here today at the Palmer Gym. Tigers 14-4 on the season, New Rochelle 12-5. It's a matchup of 2 top 8 teams in Section 1 Class AA. The sectional playoffs are coming up real soon, and both these teams are looking for improved postseason seeding. We will have the senior night ceremonies, we'll have the starting lineups, we'll have the opening tip-off. Should be fun between the Huguenots and the Tigers next on LMC Varsity Sports.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Palmer Gymnasium here on the campus of Mamaroneck High School for tonight's game between the Huguenots of New Rochelle High School and the Mamaroneck Tigers. And welcome to Senior Night. Tonight we'll honor our seniors for their great dedication to the basketball program over the past several years. And we'd like to ask that when each player is called, we ask that his parents meet him in half court for a presentation and picture. On behalf of our head coach, Tyrone Carver Jr., the assistant coaches, and the entire boys basketball program, we want to thank you seniors for all of your commitment, hard work, and sacrifices given to our program over your high school years. You mean so much to all of us. First of all, a 2-year varsity player, number 34, Gabe Thompson. A 2-year varsity player, number 12, Quinn Reevy. A 2-year varsity player, number 2, Will Webb. And a 3-year varsity player, co-captain, number 32, Thomas Blunkle. Let's have all of our senior players once again take the court with their parents for one big group picture. For our basketball program, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Ladies and gentlemen, time now to introduce the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the visiting Huguenots of New Rochelle High School, a 6'5" senior forward, number 2, Christian Rogers. A 6' junior guard, number 3, Jason McGee. A 6'5" senior forward, number 4, PK Ketterhagen. A 5'10" senior guard, number 5, Jay Stevens. And a 6'6" senior center, number 10, Amani Parks. And the Huguenots head coach is Mr. Rasan Young. And now, let's meet the starters for the Mamaroneck Tigers. A 6'3" junior forward, number 11, Alex Burney. A 6'6" senior forward, number 12, Quinn Reedy. A 5'11" senior guard, number 2, Will Webb. A 5'10" junior guard, number 15, co-captain Ryan McIntyre. And a 6'4" senior forward, number 32, co-captain Thomas Plunkett. The assistant coaches, Mr. Matt Alon, Mr. John Boykin, Mr. Robert Cruz, Mr. Greg Cuddy, Mr. Trevor Dinney, and the head coach of the Tigers in his 15th season, Mr. Tyrone Carver Jr.
We are set to go here at Mamaroneck High School. Tigers and Huguenots getting set to go. That was Rich Leaf, the public address announcer with Senior Day and the starting lineups. It'll be Plunkett against Parks for the opening tip. Tigers unbeaten at home this season, 7-0. They have the opening as Plunkett hands it off. That is a first look at a 3, and it's good by Reeve.
Wow, that's a hot start, especially for how large this crowd is today. Senior Day, we've got a lot of fans there.
Yeah, we've got pretty close to a capacity crowd in attendance here at the Palmer Gym as the senior Reeve opens the scoring for Mamaroneck. That's a cross-court pass over to McGee Jr. His 3 no good. The rebound is tipped out of bounds, and it was tipped out of bounds by Parks, and it will be Mamaroneck basketball.
And going back to the crowd, almost every seat in this gym is filled. And if you've heard of a home court advantage, this is definitely one.
Plunkett tried getting it into Webb, but it was taken away by New Rochelle. This is McGee Jr. driving the lane, too strong on the putback. It's Amani Parks. And that is the opening scoring for New Rochelle, now with 3-2 Mamaroneck lead.
Parks using that size advantage to get the putback and get those points.
McIntyre fires it over to Verney. That was Webb, back to Verney. Up top to McIntyre. He finds Webb on the wing. Tries driving into the paint, takes the contact, puts it up no good, and the rebound is tipped over to McGee Jr. McGee Jr. running into the front court, puts it up, no good. Rebound tipped around, it's taken by Rogers, who falls down to the ground, ball out of bounds, and it will be Mamaroneck basketball.
And just an unfortunate play there for Rogers. He tripped, ball hit him, and ran right out of bounds. Can't do anything about that.
6:44 left to go first quarter. Mamaroneck with a 3-2 lead. Quinn Reeve, the triple. Amani Parks, a putback. This is McIntyre, throws it ahead to Plunkett, gets it on the baseline over to Verney. Verney back to Plunkett, goes up strong, no good. Good defense. Flying in for the rebound was McIntyre. Gets it over to another look at a 3 by Reeve. It was no good. And now Webb bobbles but maintains possession for the Tigers. A new shot clock.
If New Rochelle wants to win this game, they need to contain Plunkett on the inside, whether that means putbacks, rebounds, and everything in between.
That was a good look by McIntyre on the pass by Reeve, but it was off the mark. And now New Rochelle running it. Stevens to the rack for 2.
Jay Stevens.
using his speed there to just drive straight past the Mamaroneck defenders.
Tigers cross half court with Webb. Gets it over to McIntyre. Now back to Webb as the Tigers look to set up the offense. Just underway at a capacity Palmer Gym. McIntyre. Now Reevy over to Plunkett. He'll look at a three. It is rattles off, and it's rebounded by C.J. Stevens. Stevens running for New Rochelle. A little bit out of control, and Mamaroneck takes possession. And they quickly try and run the fast break themselves. Reevy has it deflected, and it's taken back by Mamaroneck's Webb, who drives in, puts up, no good. The rebound deflected out of bounds off Verney. Huguenots basketball.
And one thing I love about this Tigers team is number 32, Thomas Plunkett, his versatility, because he could drive in, he could play the post, he could get those rebounds, but he could also shoot from the three-point range. We've seen him in past games hit some pretty clutch shots towards the end of the game. So if they're able to use him in the correct way, I think the Mamaroneck might be able to pull with this one.
Rogers gets it over to Stevens. Ooh, good pass on the interior. Laying it in is Jason McGee Jr.
Just a beautiful play there by New Rochelle. Greatly executed.
So Huguenots with 6 unanswered points, lead it 6-3, and Plunkett nearly turning it over. He's able to get it over to McIntyre, bounces it over to Verney. Around it comes. That's a three by Quinn Reevy. He's got all 6 by Mamaroneck early on.
And when Reevy's hot, he's hot. It's hard to contain him from that three-point line once he starts getting it going.
He's been crucial to the Tigers' success this season as Verney checks out for Gabe Tomczyk.
And Reevy had a great game against Mount Vernon. Had a few threes up there that had very big contribution to their win.
New Rochelle trying to play the fast-paced offense. They slow it down here as Stevens gets it on the wing to Ketterhagen. His shot is no good. And chasing after the rebound is McIntyre. On the fast break, Reevy could not catch up to it. And it'll be New Rochelle basketball.
And a good attempt there by McIntyre trying to find Reevy over the middle. Just unfortunate the pass was slightly off.
Reevy listed at 6'6" and an outside threat for the Tigers. This is Rogers. That one was deflected by Tomczyk, who gets it back on the fast break. Goes to the rack, no good. And it's rebounded by Ketterhagen.
And you hate to see those kind of plays. Great execution from beforehand, but Tomczyk has to make that layup.
Well, New Rochelle, one of the top 2 or 3 teams in Section 1 Class AA, and you cannot let opportunities go to waste if you want to beat them. And it is Huguenots basketball here for Stevens, who gets it over on the wing to McGee Jr. Now this is Ketterhagen. Back to McGee Jr. on the wing, 20 to shoot, 3:58 to play first quarter. A 6-6 game here in Mamaroneck. This is Ketterhagen. Ball deflected out of bounds, kick ball as Will Webb, the senior, was in on the play. 15 to shoot, 3:50 to play in the quarter.
Yeah, great defense there by Mamaroneck, containing the ball and keeping it on the perimeter and not letting them get inside.
This is Yogus for the Huguenots. Yogus moves off an illegal screen, Mamaroneck basketball. That was Amani Parks on the illegal screen.
That's the first on Parks and first on the team.
This is Webb. And Webb walked.
And Webb has a habit of getting those occasional travel calls. He's got to work on that if he wants to improve his game.
Nice move there by McGee Jr., who gets to the rim and lays it in. And Jason McGee Jr. with 4 of New Rochelle's 8.
Beautiful play there.
This is Webb. Nice find to Plunkett, who goes up, no good. No foul, but Mamaroneck basketball. Plunkett wanted the call.
And Plunkett not happy with that. He wanted a shooting foul. He wanted to go to the line.
Tomczyk checks out for Charlie Randall. 6'9" for Mamaroneck. Big presence on the interior. So is Plunkett, who lays it in off the inbound.
Yeah, and as we've seen in past games, this dynamic duo of Randall and Plunkett in the paint is dangerous. They have the height and they have a lot more advantages over there.
Up and under was no good from McGee Jr. They battle for the rebound. It comes out. It's taken by Rogers, and New Rochelle resets the offense. 5 minutes gone by in an 8-8 game. And that pass was deflected by Webb and taken away by Mamaroneck.
And so far, I'm liking what I see from this Mamaroneck defense.
On the interior to Plunkett. Ooh, he gets it back, the behind-the-back pass, but he couldn't finish.
Whenever you see a spectacular play like that, it's unfortunate to see the no finish because, I mean, that was a beautiful pass there by Webb.
And that will be a held ball. The arrow was with New Rochelle, so they will retain possession. Nikki McDonald checking in for the Tigers as New Rochelle inbounds under their own basket. This is C.J. Stevens, tries to get into the paint, stops, spins, picks up his dribble, needs to find someone. It was deflected by a Tiger, but it was taken by McGee Jr. That's a three. It is too short by Ketterhagen and rebounded by Mamaroneck. Nearing 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Getting to the rim is McIntyre. Could not get the layup to go.
Yeah, and now you hate to see that.
New Rochelle on the interior. That's Christian Rogers. So a lot of second chance opportunities early on by the Huguenots as they take a 10-8 lead.
Yeah, and good aggressiveness there from Rogers, not letting the ball get away from him, being able to put that one back in.
Plunkett over to McIntyre on the wing. In and out, no good on the three.
McIntyre getting unlucky with these shots.
Into the corner, Stevens stepped out of bounds. Mamaroneck basketball with 1:29 left to go in a pretty entertaining first quarter here at Mamaroneck High School.
Number 21, Christian Bliss.
This is Plunkett, crosses over, kicks it out. That's a three by Randall.
Charlie Randall.
Who says big guys can't shoot threes? Tigers lead 11-10, and a double dribble on New Rochelle. Mamaroneck basketball, and they're fired up at the Palmer Gym.
Yeah, that Randall three there just really shifted the momentum. It looked like New Rochelle was gaining a bit of that, but Mamaroneck takes it right back.
James Jokas, number 5, is in for the Tigers, replacing Ryan McIntyre.
Jokas into the game for Mamaroneck, and tripping down was Randall, and no foul was called after he was tripped. Might have fell over his own 2 feet, but I think he was tripped. And New Rochelle will gain possession. This is McGee Jr. 1:05 left in the first quarter. Getting double teamed was Lewis. He gets out of it on the interior to Oporum, who travels.
And Oporum not happy with that call. He thought that the ball was held. He thought that there was something where he would be able to retain possession.
A lot of turnovers early on. As McDonald brings it up, that ball deflected out of bounds. It was deflected off McGee Jr. Mamaroneck will retain possession. 55.1 to go in the quarter. 30 seconds left on the Tiger shot clock. And inbounding it will be Charlie Randall. Tigers with an 11-10 lead here in the early going. They're allowed to go backcourt. Jokas has the basketball for Mamaroneck. He gets it back to Reevy, who buries another three.
Reevy's third three of the game. It's absolutely killing New Rochelle.
He's got 9 of Mamaroneck's 14 points. This is McGee Jr. Gets it into the corner for Stevens.
Answers right back with one of his own.
Shot clock is off. Mamaroneck can hold for the final shot if they want, and the student section, or behind the Tiger bench, is on its feet. This is McDonald. Plunkett regains it. Gets it back over to Jokas. 15 to play. Jokas dribbles. Into the wing. Jokas hands it off. Reevy thought about it. Gets it back, poked away. And on transition, it's McGee Jr. who gets it stripped, goes back up with it, no good, and that's the end of the quarter.
Wow, what a finish for this first quarter.
So the Tigers with a 14-13 lead here at a More in Palmer Gym. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
And we are back here on LMC TV. The score 14-13, Mamaroneck up on the Huguenots of New Rochelle. And what a game we've seen, high intensity, and if this says anything about the rest of the game, it's going to be a good one. Now New Rochelle pushing in. The three from the corner from Stevens, no good, and this Mamaroneck crowd is letting him hear it. Will Webb looking for someone to pass to, gives it off to McIntyre at the top of the key, and he resets. Plunkett has it on the left side, closely guarded. He's driving in now, trying to get it around, takes the shot, rebounded by Randall. The Webb tries to save it, gives it off to Randall again. Plunkett now over the middle, and he's gonna get the lay-in off the bank.
Nothing more than hard work on that play. A couple guys keeping balls in, and they're able to find Plunkett on the interior.
Let's see if New Rochelle could answer with one of their own. And yes, they do. That right there is Christian Lewis with the lay-in. And that's going to make it 16-15. The Mamaroneck up one. Cross-court pass to McIntyre. Plunkett looking for it over the middle. They cannot find him. They get to him now. Closely guarded. He's going to try the hook shot that hits off the top of the rim and falls in.
Well, this Tigers team has a pretty lethal scoring combo. They've got guys who can score on the interior. They've got guys who can shoot on the outside. Makes them awfully hard to guard against.
Stevens now looking. The Mamaroneck defense close up on this Huguenots team. Stevens gives it off. Lewis over the middle. And now Stevens is going to take the three, and it goes in. That's a tie game now.
One thing we're seeing from New Rochelle, part of the analytics side of basketball, they don't like taking a lot of mid-range shots, either in the paint or outside.
Randall now trying to answer with one of his own, and it gets stuck on the rim. You don't see that too often, but it's always funny. Well, it's always a little tidbit.
Well, Randall's one of the only guys that can probably go get it off the backboard there, too.
It's quite a talent.
That is some threat, though, to have a guy 6'9" who's comfortable shooting it on the outside. Not a lot of high school players have that kind of combo.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure that there's not many teams that Mamaroneck has played that has been able to counter that height advantage. As Mamaroneck causes the turnover, now it's going to be Tigers ball.
Here's the wayward pass there by Raymond Dixon, the senior for New Rochelle. And, it's not Mamaroneck is not the biggest crowd you've ever seen, but they're right on top of you. And the Tigers 7-0 at home this season. And I'm sure there is an intimidating factor when you see this many people in this gym.
Of course. I mean, any school would come out for their own senior night, and that's exactly what Mamaroneck's doing. As the shot's off the mark, Stevens now taking it up on the right side of the court. He tries to drive by. He's going to give it off. The inside pass to Aporum rolls off the rim, rebounded by Charlie Randall. Now McIntyre takes it up on the left side. Closely guarded, he tries the shot over to Randall. Randall now trying to drive in, and they're going to call a foul there on New Rochelle. So Mamaroneck retains possession. He's going to take it out from underneath the basket.
Well, we talked about the crowd earlier, Anthony, and we started doing these games in 2008. They did not used to open up the opposite side of the gym. That used to be closed, and to have that entire opposite side full like this, in the 12 years that we've been doing games here, this is one of the biggest crowds we've had here.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Carver is happy with that home court advantage. Inbound to Webb on the right side. Gonna give it over to Plunkett. Plunkett now faking right, going left, and he lays it in.
Well, Reevy's got 9, Plunkett's got 8. Those guys have 17 of Mamaroneck's 20 points.
Stevens with the pass. And that's going to be laid in with the foul. Christian Lewis. And, New Rochelle now has a chance to get the lead.
Well, one thing we've seen with New Rochelle so far this night is they play a lot of the high-intensity, fast offense. The Houston Rockets used to do, 7 seconds or, death? New Rochelle's playing something similar to that, where they are getting up and getting to the rim as quick as they can as that one rattles off the rim on the end one.
3 bounces on the rim there. That's just an unfortunate way. As Webb tries taking it on the right, he gets trapped, and they're going to call
timeout.
Wow. So Carver calls a timeout, and he's clearly not happy. And we'll be back right after this on LMC TV. And we are back alongside Seth Rothman. I'm Anthony Evangelista here on LMC TV Varsity Sports, and we've got a good one. Tied at 20 is Mamaroneck Tigers versus the New Rochelle Huguenots with just under 4.5 minutes left in this first half. Mamaroneck looking to take the lead here. Webb has it on the left side. He's going to give it off to Reevy. Reevy's been lights out so far. I believe 3 for 4 from the three-point line. Webb driving in, gives it off to Randall. Randall with the side shot, and it's no good. Rolls in and out. Plunkett tips it back out, and Webb cannot hit his shot. Now the Huguenots have a chance to drive down. Pass to the corner. The shot is no good there from Raymond Dixon.
Great box out by Will Webb there.
Yeah, and he may not have the size on some of these players, but boy, is he aggressive. Plunkett now over the middle. Turns around, tries to take the shot, no good. Rebounded by Dixon. Dixon now trying to go, gets it fast over to Stevens, and over the middle now to Aporum, and he gets it off the bank. And that's going to make it a 2-point lead for New Rochelle. Randall now. Oh, and it's tipped out by Aporum, and he may have just saved the Quinn Reevy 3 there. Plunkett to take it out from the right side. McIntyre now gives it off to Webb. Webb over to Reevy. Webb now trying to drive in with the spin move, and he cannot finish. Plunkett's able to get the offensive board, and they're going to call a jump ball there. And the possession stays Mamaroneck ball.
It's a held ball possession to the Tigers. Held ball.
Reevy now to take it out underneath the basket. He's trying to get it on the right side of McIntyre, who's trapped in the corner.
And they got the timeout again. So that's the second time that the Tigers have been trapped like that, and both times they've gotten bailed out by a timeout.
Yeah, and I'm sure Carver does not want to use all these timeouts on silly situations like that. We'll talk more about this when we get back on LMC Varsity Sports. And we are back alongside Seth Rothman. I'm Anthony Evangelista on LMC TV Varsity Sports, and we've got ourselves a good one here. Thomas Plunkett gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line and attempt to tie the game here with just over 3 minutes left in the first half.
Well, Anthony, that's the second time they've tried that play. First time Plunkett was able to put it in. That time he wasn't, but he's able to get to the free throw line. That's the second time off a timeout they've been able to, run that play.
First one off the mark. Let's see if he can hit the second one and attempt to make it a 1-point game. In comes Christian Rogers, replacing Christian Lewis. Plunkett with his second shot, and that one hits, making it the score. Huguenots 22, Tigers 21. New Rochelle now trying to get the ball in the paint. And the steal by McIntyre. McIntyre on the left side, closely followed, and the ball is going to be taken right back by McGee. Just a hustle play there. And we're playing a game of hot potato right now. I mean, ball going back and forth between the team. Good play there by Will Webb. Plunkett now cannot hit it against his own rebound. Gives it off to McIntyre. McIntyre to Reevy. Reevy with another 3, and it cannot go in. McGee with the rebound. McGee trying to make the move around, and he's going to get called for a double dribble. In comes Jaheim Gregory for New Rochelle, and this crowd is very hyped for that. Gregory is a junior on this New Rochelle team. Reevy has it on the left side. He's going to try the cross-court pass to Randall, who's able to use his size advantage, but it does not work there as New Rochelle ends up with the ball. Will Webb trying to get the ball now. And with the hustle play, it's going to be called another held ball, and I believe that this is New Rochelle possession.
It's a held ball possession to New Rochelle.
So now New Rochelle will take it out. Dixon on the left side.
This game being played at a postseason intensity so far. And with where both of these teams are in the standings, they might see each other in the Section 1 playoffs.
Yeah, and you see even if you look behind the New Rochelle bench, they've got an entire crowd watching from their school. So we've got a lot of away visitors too. So that contributes to that very large crowd here. Ball is going to be hit out of bounds and it's going to stay New Rochelle possession. 31 seconds left on the shot clock.
Ty Carver in his 15th season, he was the one that grabbed that ball, and he grabbed it and tried making the call, but the actual referees had a different ruling than Coach Carver did.
Yeah, much to his dismay. Just under 2 minutes left in this first half, 22-21 New Rochelle. Stevens now has it at the logo, trying to see if he could get anything done here. Gives it off. McGee. McGee trying to set a play for General. Now in the corner, Stevens again. He's going to give it off to McGee. McGee cannot get the lay-in. Randall with the rebound. Now Mamaroneck's trying to drive down. Randall gets hit hard, and there's going to be a foul called on Christian Lewis.
Personal foul number 21, Christian Lewis. First personal, fourth team foul.
Randall now to take it out. McIntyre, closely guarded by Stevens. Gives it off to Plunkett over the middle. Plunkett back to McIntyre. McIntyre driving in, tries the shot, and it hits off the rim. No good. Rebound by Apurum. Now the pass deep, and no foul called there, but it's okay because the rebound is taken by Apurum and laid in. And Apurum doing a great job this game with the different putbacks that he's been able to put in and gain those extra points. New Rochelle calls the timeout. We'll be back right after this on LMC TV, Varsity Sports. And we are back alongside Seth Rothman. I'm Anthony Evangelista. I'm on LMC Varsity Sports. And we've got ourselves a very good game here with just under a minute left in the first half. New Rochelle is up on Mamaroneck, 24-21. And Mamaroneck now trying to cut that lead. As Will Webb gets the ball on the right side, trying to get it inside of Plunkett. Plunkett now driving in on Apurum. Gets him to hit him, no foul called. And now a foul is called on McIntyre. And this Mamaroneck crowd is not happy with the refs.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact there on Plunkett. A little bit surprised not to see a call. Coach Tyrone Carter saying he was being bear hugged, which he was, and then he sort of let him go a little bit. But a lot of contact there. That was not all ball.
Yeah, and they might have had a different angle. Maybe they saw something that we didn't, but I'm not too sure. Now New Rochelle will take it out from the right side.
Neither team in foul trouble, by the way. 4 fouls, 14 fouls apiece with 34 seconds left.
About a 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock for the second quarter. New Rochelle moving the ball around the perimeter. Now trying to drive in is McGee, who gets a block. Now the rebound by Apurum, who puts it right back in, just like I was saying before. And he's done a great job there, getting those putbacks. Shot clock now off. Mamaroneck can hold if they'd like. Will Webb trying to drive on the right, gives it off to Plunkett over the middle, who gets it off the bank.
Thomas Plunkett.
Now less than 3 seconds. Let's see if Mamaroneck can get a shot off here. Stevens gives it off to Apurum, who makes it. And they're going to say that the shot counted. Let's see, they're talking it over right now.
They might reverse.
Yes, and they do. That's exactly what they do. So the score at the half, New Rochelle 26, Mamaroneck 23. And we'll be back after this brief break. I'm Anthony Evangelista alongside Seth Rothman on LMC TV, Varsity Sports. We'll see you in a bit. And we are back to start the second half. Mamaroneck down against the New Rochelle Huguenots 23-26. We've had a very close game this entire way. And there hasn't been a clear-cut winner so far. What do you think? Reeve on the left side now gives it off to Plunkett. Plunkett. Now over to McIntyre. McIntyre with a deep three, no good. New Rochelle retains possession.
Well, Tigers so far 20 of their 23 points from Plunkett and from Reeve, and it seems like they will need to get more secondary scoring if they want to win this game. 11 from Plunkett and 9 from Reeve, who's got the ball now.
Reeve now driving in. Holds the ball, gives it off to Plunkett at the top. McIntyre now resets. Coach Carver now calling the play. Plunkett going in strong, no good. Tries to get his own rebound, but loses it on the way back down. Rochelle taking it up. Stevens now. And they're going to call a foul on the floor.
Personal foul number 2.
And, you know, part of the issue, too, was Reeve had 9 points in the first quarter, did not score in that second quarter, so New Rochelle able to find a way to keep him off the board. Mamaroneck's got to try and find a way to get him back in this game here as we begin this second half.
Stevens now. McIntyre and Webb playing up top. Stevens gives the ball off to Ketterhagen. Ketterhagen now gives back Stevens. Stevens pump fakes, drives in, takes the shot from the left. No good. Ketterhagen with his rebound. Gets it off the backboard. Easy 2 points. Good play there by Ketterhagen.
That's the largest lead of the game now for New Rochelle, a 5-point advantage.
Now 6.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Score 28-23, New Rochelle. Reeve pump fakes. Tries to drive in. Picks up his dribble, gives it off to Webb. Webb trying to drive in now on McGee. No, cannot do anything there. McIntyre, guarded by Stevens. Over the middle, back to Webb. Webb loses it, and they're going to say it's Mamaroneck possession. And Stevens is not happy there. He thought that Webb just lost it. He didn't think that he hit it or anything like that.
Although we didn't have time to mention it, but good job by the refs at the end of that first half. It did not look like Oporum got that shot off in time on the layup at the buzzer. Originally called it good. They were able to reverse the call.
Now off the backboard is Reeve. He took that from the free throw line, and he gets the first point for Mamaroneck in the second half. Stevens on the right. Ketterhagen now closely guarded by Webb. Over to McGee. Back to Stevens. Ball movement here by New Rochelle as they're trying to get a shot. Good defense by Mamaroneck, keeping them along the perimeter. And now Stevens has to chuck up a shot from three-point range. Cannot get it. They're going to call a foul there, and it's going to be Mamaroneck ball, loose ball foul.
Great defense there by Mamaroneck. Tyrone Carver. Defense is the thing he preaches. You got to play defense if you want to be on the floor. And Mamaroneck inducing the bad shot there, and now down by 3 with the ball.
Reeve has it. Gives it off to McIntyre. Reeve trying to get another shot up there, cannot. He's going to give it off to McIntyre. Gives it back into Reeve. Reeve driving in, trying to drive in here. But the hook shot, he's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
Well, they've gotten Reeve back in this game, and he and Plunkett each with 11 points for the Tigers. So 22 of their 25 points, and Charlie Randall 3, the only other guy to get on the board for the Tigers. But as long as they can keep it close here, they will take it.
Yeah, and Reeve is a huge part of this offense, and if the Tigers want to win this game, they need to include Reeve, and that's what they've been doing so far in the second half as he sinks that first free throw. And now he's going to take the second one in an attempt to make it a 1-point game. He makes the second, and that's going to make the score 28-27. New Rochelle up 1. Christian Rogers gives it off to McGee. Rogers looking for something to do, someone to pass to. He gives it off to Stevens. Ketterhagen with 3 from the corner. Good defense there by Reeve as it's off the mark. Lil Webb trying to get something going here, gives it off to Reeve. Reeve driving in, tries another shot, and he gets it in. That's a 6th point of the half.
And the Tigers take the lead, 29-28.
Mamaroneck now up 1, their first lead in this half. Ketterhagen gives it off to Rogers. Rogers steps and takes the shot, no good. Ketterhagen going for the rebound, and he's going to be called for a foul. Mamaroneck ball.
You know, New Rochelle beat Mamaroneck 62-39 about 3 weeks ago, and you're starting to see this Tiger team believe, you know what, we can beat this team.
Yeah, and this is a completely different ball game. I mean, they have that home court advantage. They are 7-0 at home, of course. and just they've been playing a different ball. I mean, we see Charlie Randall get back in. He was hurt for that game, I believe, and just interrupted there by the hard foul there. It wasn't purpose, it was Webb going in, but still, you never like to see something like that. But as I was saying, that game was almost a month ago, and that was a completely different Mamaroneck team. I mean, they didn't have as much chemistry as they do right now. They weren't on these winning streaks that they've been going on, and I think that this is going to be, I mean, obviously it's going to be a much closer game.
And also the confidence of beating a, Mount Vernon and an Albertus Magnus. I mean, they've beaten some really good teams lately, and
tough play there underneath the middle. New Rochelle ends up with it. Now Webb diving for the ball. Stevens now driving in. Stevens is going to get, Mamaroneck's going to get called for the foul on the floor. Stevens trying to drive in there. Just hectic play there. It's not even sloppy. It's just very good hustle from both of these teams.
Yeah, it's frantic basketball right now. I said earlier that it was a postseason intensity, and that's what we're seeing right now.
McGee now to take it out. He gives it off to Ketterhagen at the top. Fakes right, goes left. Jay Stevens now gives it off. McGee driving in, and no shot.
No basket.
That basket did not count there. There's going to be another foul on the floor from Mamaroneck.
Well, neither team got in the bonus in the first half. We've already had 7 total fouls called here in this second half, so we're going to see some free throws here in the second half here. But again, this is sort of what we were talking about earlier, how important confidence is, and when you beat teams like Mamaroneck is beaten, when you've got a record and a seed like Mamaroneck has right now, you can tell with this crowd as well. They're starting to feel like they can pull this off.
Yeah, and I don't know if you just saw there, but New Rochelle checked in Porum, and then right after that, Carver saw that and was like, you know what, I need to put another big man of my own, and they checked Randall right in, just to counter that height. Ketterhagen cannot hit it off there, and Randall with the rebound. McIntyre using his speed, getting around, and it's stolen there. Telegraphed the pass. Stevens now driving in with the pass to Ketterhagen, and he gets it off the backboard and lays it in. And New Rochelle is going to regain the lead. Reevy now from the corner. He's going to take a 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound by McIntyre. McIntyre now pump fakes, tries to go up, and he's going to get fouled. And he's going to the line for 2.
Well, you see how many tall players are on this New Rochelle team. It seems a little bit hard to imagine how many offensive rebounds Mamaroneck's been, getting so far. But they have been doing very well on the offensive glass, and that allows them to get second opportunities. And what did that second opportunity lead to now? But free throws.
Yeah, and that just shows how aggressive this team is. Coach Carver instills this great sense of motivation in them that makes them just go for every single ball, crash the boards, and I love it. I love to see it. It's great basketball.
First point of the game for McIntyre, as the Tigers tie the game at 30 under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised to hear that it's McIntyre's first point, because he's been all over. He's been in this game, and he's just been the floor general, if you want to call it that, as he sinks that one, and that's going to make it a 2-point lead, a 1-point lead for Mamaroneck. Huguenots now trying to move the ball around. Stevens gives it off to McGee. McGee closely guarded by Vernon. Nicky McDonald. Now Ketterhagen with the 3-pointer, and he sinks it. Great shot there by Ketterhagen. You don't want to leave him open. He's a great shooter from the perimeter. Now Reevy trying to answer with one of his own. It hits off the front of the rim, bounces again, and cannot fall. Now Ketterhagen tries again, and he gets it! 6 points in 15 seconds there for Ketterhagen, as Mamaroneck calls a timeout.
Well, heat check for PK Ketterhagen. He's got 10 points on the night, and a couple of big triples there to give New Rochelle a 5-point lead.
Yeah, heat check is right, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports alongside Seth Rothman. I'm Anthony Evangelista. And New Rochelle trying to pull away after 2 3-pointers but in less than 30 seconds there by PK Ketterhagen. New Rochelle takes a commanding 5-point lead, which ties their largest lead of the game. Foul called there on McIntyre. And the DJ playing Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson to try to set a tone in between the timeout there.
It's actually called against New Rochelle's McGee Jr., and that's his third of the game, so Mamaroneck will get the inbound.
Dixon, number 1 into New Rochelle.
Dixon comes in.
Sorry, Anthony Mamaroneck. That's 6 fouls now on New Row, so Tigers going to the free throw line for the rest of the second half.
McIntyre now, the pass. Him and Reevy were not on the same page. Now it's going to be New Rochelle ball. Taylor Hagan now with the bad pass leads into a turnover. McDonald over to Randall. Randall looking for someone to pass to. McIntyre now trying to reset. Plunkett on the right side from the three-point line. Looking to shoot. Now he passes it off. McIntyre looking for something to do. Shot clock down to 12. Shot clock down to 8 now. McIntyre looking for something, trying to lose, kind of loses the ball there, and it's going to be New Rochelle ball. Behind the back pass by Stevens, and that junior alley-oop there to Christian Lewis with a great finish. Good playing there by New Rochelle. Whistle is blown. There's no basket there.
Looks like Coach Carver called for a timeout.
That is correct, and we'll be back right after this on LMC TV Varsity Sports. And we are back here on LMC TV Varsity Sports. Randall now to inbound. The Mamaroneck down by 7 against the Huguenots here, 38-31, with just a minute left in this third quarter. Plunkett trying to drive in. The foul's going to be called there. Foul called there on Apora.
Raymond Dixon, that's his second.
Or I'm sorry, I'm Raymond Dixon.
1-1 on the foul line.
Yeah, Plunkett goes to the line.
Well, now Tigers 1-1, and they need some points here before the end of this third quarter, and these free throws could be really, really useful.
1-1 here. The first one sinks, gets another one. The second. Plunkett a solid free throw shooter for a big man. I believe he's 3 for 4 so far today.
Yeah, and Tigers in this third quarter have not missed one yet, so that's how important free throws have been so far in this third quarter for them.
Yeah, and can make a huge difference down the road towards the end of the game. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. The Mamaroneck crowd standing up, trying to get a bit of a chant, motivation type thing going on.
About a 20-second difference, shot clock to game clock.
Stevens now looking for something. Shot clock down to 6. Stevens with the pass over. Dixon driving in, and it's blocked by Randall. Petter Hagan has it, and he slips trying to shoot, and there's going to be a shot clock violation called.
Well, that's what size means. That's what height does. It changes the way you have to try and shoot. Yeah, just a great job there by Charlie Randall.
Yeah, not just Charlie Randall, but the entire Mamaroneck team. I mean, great defense all around, not letting them get inside, not letting them get any shots off. You can't ask for anything more from this team. 19.9 left, shot clock is off. Tomzik inbounds it to McIntyre. McIntyre on the right. Gets the pick from Randall, goes right instead, drives in, and he's going to be called for the charge, I believe, right? Yes. So New Rochelle ball with 8.8 left in the third quarter.
Good idea by McIntyre there. He had the lane, and then it was closed rapidly. Good defense. Good job to take the offensive foul there.
And in comes James Shogus. Something that I'm a little confused on, but I'm not sure of the whole story. But Yogus has not had a lot of playing time so far this game. They usually try to incorporate him. He gets a decent amount off the bench, but not too much here for him. He's been in for, I think, part of the second quarter or for the first quarter, but besides that, nothing else. So not too much action for him. And then comes Nicky McDonald for Fernie.
big defensive moment here for the Tigers, too. They could really use this deficit only being at 5 instead of 7 or 8 as they go into the fourth quarter.
Porum now gives it off. Ketterhagen. Ketterhagen over to Stevens. Stevens got to shoot it. And wow, and talk about home court advantage. They started counting down before the actual clock was done. Had him thinking that there was only 2 seconds left when there was about 5. And he had to take the crazy shot. And it still ends up being New Rochelle ball. So let's see if he can make up for that. Stevens out. Goes left, takes the shot, and it air balls. And he is not happy there with that. So at the end of the third quarter, the score, Huguenots 38, Mamaroneck 33. We'll be back right after this on LMC TV.
Well, Mamaroneck got that defensive stop we talked about to end the third quarter. They enter the fourth quarter down by 5. And the Tigers and their capacity home crowd trying to will them to their 8th consecutive win here at the Palmer Gym. 7-0 at home this year, and they need to keep that going as Dixon gets it back from McGee Jr. McGee Jr. gets it back. He's got an open look at a 3! Jason McGee Jr. That's a big shot for Neuro. They lead it by 8.
Yeah, and that is huge because that completely, I mean, a 5-point game and an 8-point game to start off the fourth quarter is a very big difference. Come back from.
This is McIntyre with the ball. Gets it over to Plunkett. Now Verney inside. That's Randall.
Charlie Randall.
Good shot there by Randall.
So a 6-point game, 41-35. New Rochelle running. McGee Jr. over to Dixon, back to McGee Jr. Around the perimeter to Gregory on the interior. He walked, did a Porum, and that is Mamaroneck basketball. 7:04 left in regulation, and Mamaroneck trails by 6.
And I sort of like what I saw there by New Rochelle before the walk. I mean, good ball movement, getting the ball inside, something they haven't been able to do really. They've just been passing around the perimeter and then finding a shot towards the very end. So even though they didn't end up how they wanted, it was a very good job there finishing it off.
Quinn Reevy with a game-high 15 points is back in the game as the Tigers will retain possession. Referees determined that Raymond Dixon tipped it out of bounds. He did not agree with the call, but the referee gets the final decision. So inbounding it will be Randall for Mamaroneck. Webb, Reevy, Plunkett, and McIntyre in the game for the Tigers. Along with him, it's McIntyre with it now. Plunkett on the interior to Reevy, gets it back around to Webb. Webb drives in, kicks it out. That's a mid-range jumper, no good. It's tipped back up at the rim, no good. They continue to battle for it, and coming away with it is Raymond Dixon for New Rochelle. Gets it up to McGee Jr. McGee Jr. loses the handle, gets it back. Around it comes Ketterhagen, a 3, no good. They chase down the rebound. It's Gregory, and New Rochelle resets the shot clock. 6:21 to play, 31 on the timer. It's McGee Jr. with it now for New Rochelle.
What a wave of emotions there from the Mamaroneck crowd. They thought they had it, and now they do.
Great job by Randall. This is McIntyre. Long 2, no good, front of the rim. Rebounded by Ketterhagen. They lose the handle, ball's on the ground. It's picked up by Webb, who throws it at a teammate. Plunkett has it. He gets it deflected away and is able to get it back. This is Plunkett into the lane. Spins, puts it up, no good, and it's rebounded by Gregory. Helter Skelter up and down the court. Ketterhagen, no good, and goes down hard.
And you saw the entire crowd from both teams kind of wince there. You never like to see someone fall like that.
He was able to get back up. The crowd doesn't like it as McIntyre gets called for the foul.
Ref making sure that he's okay there to take the free throws.
New Rochelle 12-5 on the year in the top 3 in the Section 1 Class AA standings. Mamaroneck is 7th right now on the bracketology. Is being done by Kevin Devaney Jr., one of the leading reporters around, as Ketterhagen drains it. He now has a team-high 11. So this is a pretty big game as these teams fight for postseason seeding, and it's coming up real soon, only a week or 2 away.
Yeah, no, and these games matter here for the final record. I mean, New Rochelle 12-5 compared to Mamaroneck's 14-4. Very similar records that could go either way. And just one game could change the entire seeding.
Timeout, New Rochelle. It's a full.
Ketterhagen hit the free throw, and Gregory threw a Tiger down to the ground. Had a chat with the referee as well. It's an 8-point game, 43-35. New Rochelle leads with 5:45 left to go, and a timeout on the floor. Getting set to resume here at the Palmer Gym. Yogus will inbound it for Mamaroneck. Tigers trailing by 8 with 5:45 to go. Referee telling Yogus he can run the baseline if he needs to, but he doesn't need to, as he inbounds it to Plunkett. Plunkett quickly crossing half court. Gets it back over to Yogus. Now Webb to the wing. That's Reevy. Too strong on the three. Webb battling for the rebound. Excellent work by the senior Will Webb. And now into the corner. That's Yogus. That's a three. It's well short. It's rebounded by Randall, but he stepped out of bounds.
Just shows that aggressiveness that Coach Carver has instilled in these young men. The
student section behind the Tiger bench not happy, but it did look like it was the right call as Dixon picks up his dribble, is able to get it off to McGee Jr. Dixon gets it back. Just over 5 minutes left to play in an 8-point New Rochelle lead. Tigers looking to keep their undefeated home schedule as McGee Jr. gets it back, 9 to shoot. This is Gregory, a long three, no good. It's rebounded by Reevy.
And that's the second time that this Mamaroneck crowd has tricked the players into trying to take a shot much earlier than the actual clock was finishing.
Yogus getting hassled by Dixon. He gets it off to Plunkett. Plunkett on the wing. Tries cutting into the paint. Backing in. Puts up the little leaner. No good. And rebounded by Dixon. It's McGee Jr. now with 4:15 left to go in regulation. And an 8-point New Rochelle lead. And the Tigers need some stops. Dixon guarded by Yogus, works around the screen, bouncing into the corner. That's Ketterhagen, and that's a three! PK Ketterhagen! It's an 11-point New Rochelle lead.
Wow. His lights-out shooting has really helped New Rochelle.
Plunkett looks at a three. That one's off the mark. It's rebounded by Dixon, and it's getting away from the Mamaroneck Tigers. This is McGee Jr., now Dixon. 3.5 to go, an 11-point New Rochelle lead, 46-35. It's an 8-2 New Rochelle run to begin this fourth quarter. McGee Jr. puts up the NBA range three, no good. And the ball is on the floor. It's picked up by Webb, but stolen right back by McGee. And he tries to find Oporum, but he stepped out of bounds. 3:01 to go in regulation.
Yeah, a bit sloppy play there by Nero after the sloppy play from Mamaroneck.
Number 3, Jason McGee. Number 5, Chase Stevens return.
McIntyre will inbound it for Mamaroneck. Reevy, Plunkett, Randall, and Webb also on for the Tigers. McIntyre over the date line, over to the wing. Plunkett. Now McIntyre. McIntyre's pass was intercepted by McGee. The pass was a little bit wayward. McGee goes up strong with it. No good. The bucket wouldn't have counted anyways. It was a foul on the floor, but New Rochelle will still go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Number 15, Ryan McIntyre.
That is McIntyre's fourth foul, so he is one away from the quota. Correction, no free throw here. The next foul will be free throws for New Rochelle, so they'll inbound it under their own basket. Get it up to Dixon. New shot clock, though, 2:40 left to go. New Rochelle can wait it out and try and kill some time, and it looks like that's what they're trying to do here. New Rochelle very fast-paced in the first three quarters. And now with a lead, C.J. Stevens is trying to slow it down. 19 to shoot. Dixon.
New Rochelle quieting this Mamaroneck crowd, even though it doesn't seem like they're backing down just yet.
Now McGee Jr., 6 to shoot. Guarded by Webb. McGee Jr., his pass was intercepted by Plunkett. 2:06 left to go and an 11-point game. Webb goes hard to the rim, lays it up, no good. And it is rebounded by Oporum. Baseball pass ahead to Dixon, who lays it up and in. And Mamaroneck wants to talk it over. 48-35, a minute 54 left to go. And it looks like New Rochelle pulling away here in this fourth quarter. A very competitive game back and forth through the first 24 minutes, and New Rochelle has had the upper hand in the last couple of minutes here. Minute 54 left to go in the game. New Rochelle with a 48-35 lead. They're being led by P.K. Kennerhagen, 15 points on the day. C.J. Stevens with 8, Mason McGee with 7. And from Mamaroneck, Quinn Reevy, 15. Thomas Plunkett has 13 for the Tigers, who have only 7 points from other scorers. Randall with 5 and McIntyre with 2 free throws. He's got the ball now as he turns the corner, goes to the rack. His layup is no good, and it's rebounded by Oporum. And Mamaroneck just going cold here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and this Mamaroneck fan section is not extremely happy to see that their 7-0 home record is going to have to go down to 7-1. But unfortunately, with the way that New Rochelle has played this entire game, and especially in this fourth quarter, it's definitely going to happen with just over a minute left.
C.J. Stevens with the jumper from the free throw line, and Coach Carver wants another timeout. And I think he wanted a timeout to make a substitution. And he's going to bring Gabe Tomsick into the game, but he will do so after this timeout. Coach Carver beginning to empty his bench a little bit. Nathan Friedman, Yeli Sek are into the game for the Tigers. Plunkett and Reevy and Tomsick also on the floor for the Tigers, who trail by 15 here as unable to get it going in this fourth quarter. The inbound pass was to Nathan Friedman, who tracks it down. Friedman over to Sek. It goes right through his hands. Turnover, New Rochelle basketball. So the Tigers only managing 2 points in this fourth quarter, and you can't win basketball games that way. A 12-2 quarter for New Rochelle to turn a 5-point game into a 15-point game, and New Rochelle on its way to its 13th victory of the season.
Yeah, New Rochelle doing some bench clearing of their own, checking in number 22, John Haley, his first time in for this game.
Stevens gets it over to Haley.
This crowd is very happy to see Haley, and he might be a fan favorite of some sort.
I think another timeout was called there on the bailout, so 51 seconds left as we play the final minute here at the Palmer Gym in what was a fun game, and a game that's going to go New Rochelle's way. Their fan section on the other side is enjoying things. And while they talk it over, we'll step aside one more time on LMC Varsity Sports. Danny Long, Jaheim Gregory, Brian Williams into the game for New Rochelle, as is David Chesimar. This is Long, gets it over to Haley. Long has it back now. 8 to shoot for New Rochelle. Haley moved it over to Chesimar. Back to Long, he's got to put it up. He got his shot blocked, and that's a shot clock violation. So 32.4 to go. So good defense there by the Tigers.
Yeah, just unfortunately a bit too late for them.
New Rochelle still pressing up 15 with 30 seconds to go, and driving to the rack was Friedman. He will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, using that speed to try to get by everybody, and he was able to, but just could not finish. But he's still going to the line.
26.1 left to go here at the Palmer Gym. You know, we talked about it. This was a really high-intensity game, played at postseason compete level as Friedman's first rattles in, so he's on the board. And these are two teams, listen, they might see each other in the Section 1 playoffs. You could definitely see a quarterfinal matchup being played over at New Rochelle High School. And the score will not be indicative as Friedman knocks down both. And that one was turned over, so Mamaroneck will get it back down by 13. Score really not indicative of how close this game was. Mamaroneck went cold in this fourth quarter, but before that, they were right in this game, and they will give New Rochelle something to think about if they do see them in the sectional playoffs. As Freeman hands it off to Seck. Seck over to the corner. That was Nicky McDonald for Mamaroneck, and he will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and now if New Rochelle holds on here, which I believe that they will, that puts them at 2-0 in their matchups against Mamaroneck so far this year. Let's see. You might be right. They might be meeting again sometime in the near future.
So 1-1. McDonald knocks it down. 15 points today for Quinn Reavy. That led all Tigers. Thomas Plunkett with 13. Charlie Randall added 5. Friedman and McIntyre each with 2. And McDonald with 2 for the Tigers, who trail it 50-39 as the final 15 seconds tick off the clock here at the Palmer Gym. This was a capacity crowd, and they're going to see one more three, and it's good by Danny Long. And that sends the New Rochelle bench is on the floor, cheering Danny Long as he hits that. And that is the way that this game ends. 59-53. So 39 is your final score. So it's always fun for these high school teams to see guys come off the bench and drain a shot, no matter if it's near the buzzer or not. So again, really, really competitive game here at the Palmer Gym. It'll go down as a 14-point win for New Rochelle. And Mamaroneck with a lot of good things to talk about and a lot of good things to think about coming off of this game. We will have more to come here at Mamaroneck High School as we wrap up a New Rochelle win, 53-39. We're back with more in just a moment. I'm back with Coach Tyrone Carver Jr. Tigers falling 53-39 against New Rochelle. Coach, what did you see from your team today that you thought about this game?
I thought we just didn't play smart enough in the second half to be able to make the plays necessary to be able to beat a very good New Rochelle team. I think they're very good. I think they're well coached. I think they have a really, really good team, and we just wasn't smart enough to make the plays necessary to be able to come away with a win tonight.
You guys have had some week, obviously beating Mount Vernon earlier. Haven't had a chance to ask you about that game yet. First time you've beaten them in 38 years. What did that win mean for you guys?
It meant a lot. I feel like we've worked extremely hard to compete with them. And we've fallen short a lot of times. A lot of times we've fallen short against that program. When we took over this program, we wanted to model it after them. So to be able to get to a point where we not only can compete with them, but to be able to beat them in the environment that we had on Friday night was just amazing.
Sectional playoffs coming up soon. What are you looking forward to about having this team going into the sectional playoffs now?
You know what? I think we're definitely battle-tested. We've played against some really good teams. Some of our losses are all quality losses to some very good teams. So we're just looking to continue to get better each and every day. We want to finish the season here on Friday at Scarsdale, a rival, which would be a crazy atmosphere. So we want to continue to get better each and every day, and hopefully we get a home game and be able to make some noise here.
All right, back here on the post-game show, Anthony Evangelista, Seth Rothman with you. Tigers falling to New Rochelle by a 53-39 final. And, Anthony, we talked in the first half about how Mamaroneck was going to need more secondary scoring. They got 28 points from Reavy and from Plunkett. Not enough from everybody else.
Yeah, I know. This Mamaroneck team just kind of crumbled in the fourth quarter, outscored 15-6, and New Rochelle just having lights out shooting from multiple players. And you can't win a game in that sense. I mean, New Rochelle just absolutely playing great hustle and just a bit of sloppy play there, but by no means was Mamaroneck having a bad game. And just a little fun tidbit. The last time that these teams met on January 15th, I believe it was, the final score was 62-39. This one, Mamaroneck falling 53-39. So a 9-point difference there. So a bit of an improvement for Mamaroneck in that sense.
And again, this is a New Rochelle school that they won the football state championship this past fall. Mamaroneck faced Mount Vernon last week, got the win, first time in 38 years. They beat Albertus Magnus recently as well, and another very good basketball school. So you can see this Mamaroneck team, which falls now to 14-5. You can see the improvement happening on this team as well.
Yeah, no, and just an overall great game. Until that final quarter, you had no clue who was going to win. It was neck and neck the entire way with great players on both teams.
Yeah, you see the way that this program growing, a capacity crowd here at the Palmer Gym, and one of the louder crowds we've seen in recent memory here. So good things happening here at Mamaroneck. They will hope to get a home postseason game as well. And of course, stay tuned on our website, lmctv.org, for our broadcast schedule of the sectional playoffs. So for Anthony Evangelista, I'm Seth Rothman, our entire hard-working LMC Varsity Sports crew, saying thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.